600,000. 600,000 Chinese spies coming to the United States of America. Would that upset you if I told you that was happening? What do you think of that? 600,000. I kid you not. This is what's coming down. And it's coming to us from all places of the Trump administration. President Trump had actually blocked Harvard from having Chinese students. He was kicking these students out, but he's had some kind of turnaround, some kind of turnabout. I don't know what, I don't know why, but I know I don't like it. Do you like this? What do you think about it? I'd like to see your take on it. I'm going to check the chat room later. I'm pulling this up. So, guys, here's the news first. Here's the skinny. With 600,000 Chinese spies coming to the, or Chinese students coming to America. What you've got to understand is by law, by Chinese law from the China's, and I mentioned this before, I have talked about this very law weeks and months ago, more than once. The Chinese 2017 National Intelligence Law has this key provision called Article 7. Under Article 7, and I quote, any organization or citizen, this means of China, shall support, assist, and cooperate with state intelligence work in accordance with the law and maintain the secrecy of all knowledge of state intelligence work. So they're not permitted to let on that they're doing this work. Yet each and every citizen of China who's abroad or even at home is required to be able to do this. Why does this matter? Because it applies again to all Chinese citizens and organizations worldwide, not just the ones inside of Chinese borders. Chinese citizens and companies are legally required to comply if Chinese security or intelligence agencies ask for help. You know, for example, data access, surveillance, report. How many times have Chinese spies been caught in our universities already? What are our universities at? For that's where our key research is done. Our key, the very cutting edge research for American technology starts in these universities. Does that upset you? If that bothers, if that don't bother you, put a one in the chat room. If this bothers you, put a two in the chat room. I'd like to see what you guys have to think about this mess. Guys, I'm not going to be too long on here tonight. I'm going to show a few articles, but let me finish talking about this, though. There's no opt out. They can't opt out of this. The law does not provide any legal mechanism for citizens or companies, Chinese companies, to refuse. Oh, yeah. And speaking of Chinese companies, they have found, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute, they have found a way around this deal where we're trying to stop Chinese from buying land near U.S. military bases. Well, they got another angle. Oh, yeah, buying land. I'm going to cover that in a minute. So, and also, while international law complicates enforcement abroad, Chinese can pressure Chinese nationals or companies through family ties, property, or future access to China. You know, they got their social credit system. They're known for threatening people's families back home with what China wants. Guys, can you believe this? And yet suddenly Trump just decides it's okay. We're going to let 600,000 into the United States, given this law. I swear that's the law in China. Into our universities of all places. I don't know, guys. This is something that doesn't sit well with me. You know, y'all can write the President of the United States. You can email him and you can appeal to them saying, you know, we don't think this is where we need to go as a country. We need to not do this. Maybe he's got some trade deal, some big deal. He's always trying to do the art of the deal. But this one, it cuts us underneath real bad, right in the soft underbelly of our technological development. So I'm not exactly thrilled with this. Let me just put it mildly. I'm somewhat less than absolutely ecstatic over it. And that's speaking facetiously, of course. So I'm going to do share. I'm going to share you guys talking about this. I'm going to share some other things, and we're not going to be long tonight. It is late. I got a lot to do. I want to do a lot of war reporting to you guys. That's coming, and then probably the next live or maybe another upload. And I'm going to do a upload. Um, I got a project I'm working on to talk to you guys about the gravity of what China and the drug cartels are in cohorts with each other doing to the United States of America. It's going to boggle your mind. And it's going to boggle your mind. You're going to be wondering, like, why we not declared war or something like that, right? It is off the charts. So let me do a share. I got to hit the right button. Sometimes I hit the kill button in the end of the video when I try to hit the share button. I got to be very careful here. Alrighty, guys. We're going to talk about some other things here in a minute, too. Ah, we'll talk a little bit about my Arizona experience. It's been interesting today. All right, here we are. Hope you guys can see this. Let's see what happens if I expand it. Watch again. Yeah, we want to watch it again, but I'll expand it.
You said we wanted to allow 600,000 Chinese students to study.
I don't know if y'all can hear this.
Could you and the secretary clarify what is the policy on Chinese students in the United States?
Well, we think look, we're getting along very well with China. And I'm getting along very well with President Xi. I think it's very insulting to say students can't come here because they'll go out and they'll start building schools and they'll be able to survive it. But I like that their students come here. I like that other countries' students come here. And you know what would happen if they didn't? Our college system would go to hell very quickly. You'd have, and it wouldn't be the top colleges. It would be colleges that struggle on the bottom. And you take out 300,000 or 600,000 students out of the system. I like having, and I told this to President Xi, that we're honored to have their students here. Now, with that, we check and we're careful and we see who's there. And Marco wants that. We're in the same position. But we have a tremendous college system, the best in the world. Nobody even close. That's why China sends them here. And you can call it an industry if you want, but you're talking about millions of people. And I'm honored to have the students from China come here. And we're just getting along very well with China.
Wow. Students, just students. Well, I've already told you what these students can do and where they're going, how that's important. Oh, yeah, just for fun, hear about a Chinese robot fight. Just a cat. Hey guys, what I tell you about Chinese robotics? They've already roboticized a factory completely that produces excavators, no humans involved, not from the time the stuff comes in the plant till it's shipped out, finished product. You know, China is cooking some stuff up, guys. I don't know. But anyway, but they're not totally successful on every front. You know, they got BRICS to try to bring down our dollar, and it is impacting our dollar. But all the countries in BRICS don't want it to be the Chinese yuan as their new central currency system for the world. They don't want the yuan to be the world's reserve currency because other nations like India fear that even though they're in BRICS and they're kind of aligned on putting their interests forward, they're afraid they're going to have a war with China possibly. But yet they still cozy up to them and everybody else. So I don't know. Hey, there's New Ways. Very good. Good to see you in here. We're going to talk about some areas next to you, like New Hampshire, in a little bit. So hang on, guys. But hey, it's time to think about this. If you've ever thought about it, guys, consider what gold is doing today. Actually, the price point's actually pretty good, relatively speaking, lately. 3,337.13 cents per Troy ounce. Remember, I told you a long time ago gold was going to go up, and it did. Guess what? You can come here to defythegrid.com, and the link will be in the videos, and use the code GreenGregs as a coupon code, and you'll get 1% off. You got to use that coupon code GreenGregs to get 1% off, but you can buy gold, silver, bullion. I mean, gold you can hold, the real stuff, not some certificate. You know, this is the real deal. And you can even get it, you can get it in coins, bars, you can get platinum, or you can get it in these gold backs. I like these gold backs because they're fungible, they're small. You know, you can go, there's denominations here you can go buy a loaf of bread with, like 337, you know, buy milk. You know, it's hard to shave off pieces of a gold bar and get that. All right. So check this out, guys. Chinese-born Republican candidate for New Hampshire. I don't think she was elected. She was a candidate. Lily Tang warns that Chinese students is not a good idea. Well, how about that? Coming straight from somebody from China, warning us that this is not a good idea. You know, that might be a good reputable source, especially considering the law that I just cited to you, and consider the sensitive criticality of a lot of our universities and the kinds of research that goes on there. Not to mention, Chinese have been found, I've reported this several times, trying to sneak biologics into some of these universities that could be harmful to America, biowarfare against our crops, and Lord only knows what else. Okay, so we're talking about New Hampshire, which she was running from, which is not too far from New Days Always. How about this? China buys, so they got a China Cola company now, buying land in New Hampshire near military hubs. So what they're doing is they're buying land near companies, defense companies like BAE, critical defense companies within 10 miles of BAE, instead of necessarily military bases. They found a way around what we're trying to do to shut down their influence and their infiltration into our systems. So there needs to be a lot more focus on what they're doing. And remember, these Chinese companies, just like the individuals, are subject to that law that I cited just a little bit ago, the 2017 National Intelligence Act, Article 7. They are subject to it, all of them. So if you think this is some innocuous thing, think again. Oh my gosh. And of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene also was against the 60,000 Chinese students coming out of the States. Salute to her. So she's actually in Congress. So good to her. So now China's claiming the U.S. has gunboat diplomacy because we're trying to have freedom of navigation through the world's one of the world's largest trade routes, which $3 trillion of trade, critical to our allies like South Korea, Taiwan, Japan, Australia, and many nations, India even, many nations' trade moves through these corridors. And China's trying to seal it all off because they're trying to claim the entire South China Sea. And so they're really chomping at the bit on it. You know, it's also anytime you put up a missile system as a defense missile, they just cry havoc. And yet they're putting up all these missiles where they got their aerial anti-access aerial denial missile systems, rocket forces, and they've found new islands the Chinese are building, military islands in the South China Sea. And as you might know, or maybe not know, the World Court, The Hague, ruled against them in their quest to contain and claim the entire South China Sea. They're claiming lots of territory that's within the rightful sea claims should be of all those other nations around the South China Sea, according to the law of the sea treaty, which China signed. So China don't even abide by the treaties they signed. They never do. Communist countries can never be trusted to do this. You know, when you start putting your trust in communist countries, you're out to lunch. You know, God help you. That's all I got to say. So, by the way, so the Chinese have pulled out a new amphibious landing attack ship to take Taiwan, yet another one. And this is a Type 75. And they claim it can deploy helicopters, simultaneously carry tanks and armored vehicles, landing vessels, just all kind of stuff. You know, they got that new bridge one they've created, and on top of that, they got their old landing crafts, and also they've got airborne troops practicing parachuting into Taiwan. That's something our side is not prepared for. We didn't see that coming. That's a surprise wrinkle. Maybe I can file an article on that and pull it up next time I cover these topics. But just to show you latest warship test threats in the South China Sea. Oh, I got just two more articles we're going to show. One more. This is it. And hey, you know, we got this honeybee die-off going on here in America. When I first came out here in the desert in 2023, I had bees buzzing all around me all the time. I didn't pay them no mind because, you know, as long as you don't swat at them, even a killer bee, they ain't going to do nothing to you unless you're too close to the nest. Now, killer bee, if you get close to the nest, you're toast. You are in serious trouble. But just out buzzing around, they're about doing their business and they're just checking you out to see if you're a flower. Why is it you smell so funny? Do you got water or something I can make a nest out of? But if you don't swat at them, it ain't gonna be a problem. You swat at a killer bee, especially, they release pheromones or whatever you call those hormones that will make all the others come after you. You swat one, you in big trouble. So just leave them alone. Just don't mess with them. You know, that's the smart thing. But if you're close to hive, well, no, actually, we don't have killer bees up here because it's actually too cold up in this area for killer bees. The bees that were in this area, at least, were. No, I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna stop this share so you can see me. Halo. The killer bees that were in this area, the bees that were in it, just European honeybees. Now, I've got a garden that I've had to really struggle to get going this year because the soil is alkaline. It blows up when you add amendments to it, they blow away in the high winds. It's not rained. Not only is it not raining, and it's a hot and sun shining bright with a lot of UV because I'm a mile up, but the dry air sucks moisture out. So I've had to put a lot of water in my garden. I had hoped to get some wood chips to augment that, but the guy didn't bring them here, and I don't have a tag yet either for my truck or my trailer. So going after things, just running around all over town, can't do that right now. So I'm somewhat limited this year on some of my approaches. I got the garden started late, but I do have squash plants that are flowering, and I do have there's like two different species of bees I've seen in them. A tiny little bee, it looks a lot like a honeybee, but it's very small. It's not a honeybee. And a little black bee that looks kind of like a flying ant. It's not an ant, but that's kind of interesting. And then I had another thing, and I need to show some video of this that was really interesting. A hummingbird moth. They fly like a hummingbird. They will pollinate your plants, but also the grubs will eat your plants. They got an abdomen that looks like a bug. They got 6 legs instead of 2 feet like a hummingbird, but they fly. Oh yeah, they got antennas. That's another little giveaway if you look close. But if you ain't looking close, you might think it's a hummingbird. They fly just like hummingbirds. They're interesting. I did a little. I recorded a little video of that. And one of these days when I get all of my editing stuff set back up, I will maybe put some of that in as B-roll to some of my videos. All right, so I'm taking some new approaches here. Um, I have been told that, one of the reasons my channel is suffering has been the quality of video and the quality of sound. And I'm going to try to up the game. I've been out of the game here for about 10 days. This is the first video I posted in 10 days. So I'm going to check what you guys are saying in chat in a little bit. The news part of this is over for the morning coffee drinkers. If you're in here to catch the first part of the news, we're going to chat a little bit now. So this is that part of the live session, and we'll try not to make this too long because long morning videos don't do so well. And another, I did learn a trick to how to mute the videos and still get sound to you guys without having to go in later and shut the sound down. But YouTube, Zoom gives me a problem. Zoom does not tell me when I'm live. And if you're on the video in the first few minutes going, because you don't know if you're live or not, trying to figure out where you're at, people click off. And my live videos are really hurting my channel for that reason. People just click off. They don't want to watch. And when people click off your videos, YouTube don't recommend your videos. So it kills the channel. So my live videos actually hurt my channel quite a bit. And so just word to you guys to understand that. So what I want to do is ask you guys. So I'm making some changes. For one, I got a new camera. It's not a webcam. And two, I bought these silly little I don't know. This was recommended to me to get these extra microphones. I was told my microphones were no good. But these darn things that's in here are supposed to be really top-rate microphones. They're supposed to last 15 hours. They discharged on me in like 5 hours. And they've been sitting over here for about 5 hours charging and try to charge back up. And they're supposed to charge up in about an hour and a half. So I'm not exactly thrilled with that because I was hoping to use those for this video. I'm using the camera audio. So what I want you guys to tell me, and I'm also been told I need to do different things with light, and I need one reason I got another camera, so I was told I needed to blur the background. So I should be sharper and crisper than you've ever seen me on any video ever. But the background should be slightly blurred, just slightly. So and I was also told that, you need to do some different things with lighting. So I've got some friends who got YouTube channels that are doing really well, unlike mine. So they're trying to help me out. So I'm going to try this out. So I want some feedback, guys. What do y'all think? How does this look? How does it sound? I should be more crisp, clean. The background shouldn't be a distraction. And the lighting is different, a lot different than what I normally do or have been doing. So tell me in the comments, what do you think about this stuff? I want some feedback. Does this look better? Is the mic on this camera better than the mic on my web camera? Do you hear me well? How do you hear me? I like to hear back from you guys in the chat room. I want some feedback. I may not do as many live videos unless I can figure out how to figure it precisely when I'm live. I mean, what literally Zoom and Google tell me that it's preparing the video, like it's not live yet. That's what it tells me. It says we're preparing the video, but I'm sitting there going, ooh. Which is goofy. I don't like being goofy. I'm trying to be serious. These are serious topics to cover. I lose a lot of views. I look at the stats from my views. First 30 seconds, vroom, most people click off. It's few after that. It's terrible. That really damages my channel. And I don't know, maybe I need to stop live videos. They don't make any money anyway, not the live ones. So uh, I don't know. I'm trying to turn this into a business because there's some point that I got to recognize my day job may go poof, and I need some way to make a living. And I've been told that it can actually be done with YouTube. I haven't seen it, and $100 a month just ain't going to cut it. Especially like one of my live videos, I made 98 cents. I worked for hours, hours and hours, putting together this stuff, and then, about an hour delivering it, and then the uploads, edits, and that stuff. Whew, you know, I'll put 8 to 10 hours into research. You make 98 cents? Wow. Seriously. But so that's why I'm trying to change things up. I'm trying to make the content look better, sound better, and just bring better approach. But I need some feedback, guys. Tell me, how's it look? I'm gonna go through the chat now. In fact, I'm gonna do it from the computer so I can get an idea what you guys are thinking, saying, because I can see it better here on this screen. I'm gonna take it from the top. That's nothing a lot of YouTubers don't do. They only comment sporadically and to um, super chats. So maybe I need to change up how I respond to the chat. But hey, we're a family. That's why I come back here. So Captain Tribbs, Nanny, AG, Becca Loves Jesus, Arnold Schmidt. All right, number 2. So let's see. Oh, Nanny. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of 2s on that vote I put out there. So it's exactly what you're thinking. That's right. Becca Loves Jesus. That's what I think. Hexafus. I didn't even recognize you, Greg. It took me a second. Well, I've been told the hat don't look good by you guys in the past. I was told having my hair down wasn't necessarily a great idea. So I'm trying to change things up, and I will probably change them some more. So I'll just call Tiff on another channel. That's Tiff. I just saw today 2073. Oh, we got a super chat. Wow. Tiffany Hartman, $5. We love you, Greg's. Everything looks and sounds good. God bless. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you very much. I'm most appreciative, very much. Appreciate that very much. I will, just in case, sometimes we have a person or two like that lurks in the room that will throw in a chat, in a super chat type thing, donation on my website. I'll check for that in a little bit. So we'll look over in just a moment. I'm going through the chat, see what everybody thinks here. Indian packworm. Yeah, one Indian pack are huge. They're still simmering. It really looks like Israel and Iran are about to go at it again. So thank you, New Days, for sharing that link. It's in the chat, guys, for Defy the Grid. You can buy your gold backs. Hey, those gold backs are pretty cool. Saving up for something small. Good, Mike. Glad to hear that. Yeah. Oh, what I was going to say about the honeybees. Thanks, New Days, for reminding me. China's not been having the problems when we do, in part because they manage them at a smaller scale. We take these huge industrial sized colonies, truckloads of them, and ship them everywhere. And that's just aiding and abetting these mites catching on and getting the mites, the varroa mites that kill the bees, and developing resistance to the miticides they use against them. So, seeing a few clover plants in early May, but we've had a rainy July. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about the weather here in just a second. It's so funny bracket. Anyway, uh, somebody emailed me. I can't really check email doing what I'm doing right now. So, yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Just scrolling through the chat. Misty hat. Mike, should I wear the hat? Hey, I got a couple of hats here. I still got this hat. You know what? I don't wear this hat outside too much because the wind blows it away. The one I wear here mostly now, and you've probably seen it when I've been outside some of the videos. When I wear the most outside now is this hat. It's a straw hat. You'd think the wind would blow it more, but it's tighter on my head. For some reason, it don't blow off near as bad as that one does. I thought that one was tight. So, hey, we got another super chat. Christopher, I think you should get a desktop mic and you would look better without your hat and your hair pulled back. All right, for coffee. All right, so you think I look better without the hat? If I'm outside doing a video, I'm probably going to be wearing this hat right here, right now. Now, it is a summer hat. I'll have to get something warmer in the wintertime. So, thank you for that super chat, Christopher, and for your opinions. I'm really looking for your guy. You guys are family, so I'm looking for your opinions. I'm going to pull something else. What was I going to pull up? Anyway, so, oh yeah, Mike. I have it. I bought two of these dead gum mics right here. And I had them. I've lost the cables, but they wouldn't work with my desktop I used to use in the past. They just like quit function. I don't know if it's a YouTube thing, but I bought these really expensive mics. It's supposed to have the little muff to them. That camera was supposed to have one too. It didn't get shipped with it. Those little furry things y'all have all been telling me put a sock over the microphone. Well, I can do that now, at least with that thing. I don't know about. Well, I could. I could actually put one of those mics on this thing and use it. So there's some things to do, but those mics, these are over here charging up right now. They're still charging. And I was just experimenting with them today, and the batteries went, yeah, didn't take them long. So I think they're defective. Anyway, Tiffany Hartman. Hey, Tiffany, everything sounds good and looks great. Oh, what happened? Am I sharing a video again? The video I'm looking at is going back for some reason. All right, so 5x5 sounds great. Is the sound better? Is the video quality that you're seeing better? Do you like it better? Tell me it sounds great. Tell me if it's better. That's what I want to know. Argo looks and sounds great. Do shorts. Oh, Kathlana loves hats. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I'll probably look more professional without it. Maybe more trustworthy. I don't know, but hey, one thing I got long hair, but believe it or not, it's kind of thin on top. That's one reason I wear a hat. Everybody's saying excellent. Y'all like this better, huh? Greg, you look 15 years younger. AZ did you good. Well, JoJo, thank you. All right. Sound is very good. Very good. Yeah, well, hey, there's Kim Possible. Kim Possible's in the house. So, guys, yes, I'm trying to make the sound better. I'm trying to make the video quality better. I'm trying to deliver to you guys a better product in the information and in the presentation. So I'm working on it, you know, and it's costing a little money. So I really appreciate you guys, your feedback, because that matters to me. Because I'm trying to take your advice. So, hey, here's something you can vote on. Wear a hat, vote one. Don't wear a hat, vote two. So let's and then we'll vote something else. Honestly though, what I have found is the guys that watch live streams have different takes on things than the guys that watch the videos later. Y'all like a different community. Like I said, we're family here. The other guys are just viewers. The live stream guys, y'all are family. All right, I'm gonna go to my PayPal. I gotta log in. So I'll let y'all do that while I am. If I remember my password. Oops. Ah, Kim Possible. Wow. Kim Possible gave a $25 super chat. Salute to Kim. That's why when it goes, because if she's on the channel, and sometimes she don't even say anything in the chat room, it just pops in. So I like to check it because I like to give credit where credit's due. So salute you, Kim Possible. Thank you very much. And to everyone else that gave super chats tonight, that's very good. Kim Possible is in the house. That's right. My my one of my daughters used to watch Kim Possible cartoons. She was like a secret agent, a high-tech secret agent girl. So Peppermint Patty, there we go. One. All right, let's see what you guys are saying on the hat. All right, I should figure out how to do a poll on here. So we got a three from Kim Possible. I don't know what the three is in this case, but oh yeah, I've asked y'all to vote one and two previously. I should have went to three and four. Thank you, Kim. It's late. I started not to do a video today because I was really tired. But I wanted to test all this stuff out. I don't know. Welcome to Green Greg's. Missing Norway, Ethan, Scooby, Snack. Yeah, we're missing a lot of people. Colorado Jan. Yeah, well, I haven't been on in 10 days. People are kind of getting losing, getting used to me being here. Anthony, you're very handsome looking in that. Well, thank you. I think there's more twos not to wear a hat. So anyway, it's kind of mixed, kind of mixed. I might try a little bit of each and see how it goes. But some of you guys will be watching later. If you're watching later and you've watched it to this point, just say so. Say hat, no hat. Here's the other question. So we'll do this in a 5 and a 6. Um, Now I'm not always going to put my hair down because a lot of times it's just too hot. Occasionally I don't think it looks all that great, so I just tie it up, put it in a ponytail. Hair down, put a 5 in the chat room. Ponytail, where you don't sell that hair, put a 6. I wonder what you guys think about what looks best, what looks most professional on there, what comes across that will make people buy into the video. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to get people to want to subscribe to the channel and watch the videos. So I've been here since the beginning. Sew hats. Kathleen Light says, I've always wore hats. I always wear hats. I wear hats everywhere I go. I'm a hat guy. So depends on how much AC you got in the hair. The hair needs a hat. Sometimes the hair needs a hat. That's true. So maybe I'll mix it up. Hair, hats, and all that stuff. I'll maybe mix it up a little bit. No hat, ponytail, says Grace. Okay. Greg, did you see the spy who was arrested in Britain's new Chinese spy embassy? No, I hadn't seen that one yet. I've been Guys, I have been doing proposal reviews for 2 weeks. I got stuck into a huge proposal review in my day job. I had a little bit over 2 weeks. I was working full time plus taking a class, which was full time, really. And then on top of that, as soon as that ended, I thought I'm catching my breath now. But then work decided to throw me in this huge proposal review. And I've been reviewing tons of proposals. So it's really got me behind on a lot of things. But I have still been doing some news research. That one thing I didn't catch. My hat girl says peppermint patty. All right, we'll mix it up some, I think. We'll see how it looks overall. The rocket scientist redneck is a good look. Well, I am that. A redneck rocket scientist. I don't tune in to see a hat. I come for the truth. There you go. That's what we're really here for. But when people first tune in, impression is probably everything. And a lot of people click off. A lot of people will watch a video for like 10 or 15 seconds and they'll click off. If they don't like what they're seeing, especially when the video don't tell you when the app don't tell you you're live and you're trying to figure out if you're live or not because it says it's preparing the video and you're actually live. That really bugs me. So I don't know about China. Well, that's one spy story that's overseas. I hadn't seen that article, but I've got plenty of other things in here I haven't pulled out just because I wanted to make the night short. Because I got to get up early in the morning. I got to get up even earlier tomorrow morning. Uh, like I got to be up like 4 tomorrow, not tomorrow morning, morning after tomorrow. This morning, I got to be up at like 5. So, and I had a headache, probably from dealing with the tech issues of trying to get the camera and the microphone and everything to integrate. After I did my day job today, I was just busting around trying to figure this stuff out and trying to make it work. And it was a pain, but we're getting there. Raleigh Herrera. Hope I said that right. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too. Yes, you're right. Appearance. So, I've got to try. Man, no, I ain't doing no man bun. Sorry, civil defense prepper. You ain't gonna see no bun up on top of my head. That's just, yeah. To me, that's it reminds me of all the old grandmas that used to put their hair up on top of their head like that. I'm not doing that. For one, especially, I had, family that was in the Church of God and they believed what the Bible said that, the woman's hair is a glory, but then they hit it, they bound it all up. It's like, really? That wasn't the purpose of it. So it's like you're defeating the whole purpose when you do that. Why do you do that? And so I'm not going to wear grandma's man bun. It looks too feminine for my taste. Yeah, I just ain't going there. I don't want somebody thinking I'm putting a dress on or something next, or not happening. Not on this channel. No buns. Thank you, Mike. Maybe Greg should start showing some leg to attract the hot babes. Oh, Lord. About a third of my viewers are female overall, but I think we get a higher percentage in the live chat. So I think maybe almost half of you guys in the live chat might be female. I'd have to go check that out one day. Hello, no man bun. Well, thank you, Grace, for purpose. No, I'm not going there. No, not me. I never wear a man bun. I just can't say braid your beard. I don't know how to braid a Raleigh. I've had a lady braid it once years and years ago. So I don't know. Maybe somebody wants to come braid it. Hello, Deep Function 100,000 minus one. Okay, how long we been on here? 38 minutes. Nearly the 4 minute, 40-minute mark. We probably should go. They didn't read the whole Bible. Well, okay, maybe that's it. No band muds. Yeah, Christopher, you don't worry about it. I ain't going there. Ain't no way I'd be caught dead with one of those. I'd cut my hair off first. I'd go Kojak. When I was a kid, I always kept a crew cut, short crew cut, all the time growing up. When other kids had long hair, I still had a crew cut. And it wasn't because Daddy told me, it's because that's what I wanted. I just wanted a crew cut. I didn't want to wear long hair growing up. Believe it or not, I didn't grow my hair out until I, you know, got with my first wife. She wanted me to grow my hair out, so I did. So, but then I went in the army, and I thought it was funny. The funny thing in the army, 1970, I went a 19-year-old in 1979, and all the guys had long hair. And these barbers will start cutting off on one side and they just go like this, zip, zip, zip. And the funniest thing in the world is to see half your head, long hair, and half of it crew cut. That's just, I thought that was hilarious, but I thought it was even more hilarious. All the other guys were crying. I thought it was funny. And I thought the funniest thing was them crying about it. So I got a kick out of that. They didn't. I did. But then I'm the guy that walked out of the gas chamber laughing. That's a whole another story to itself. Guys, we're going to call it a night. Quick day. Oh, quick update on the farm. We finally got rain today. I mean, I had a couple of little sprinkles that kind of moistened the upper crust of the soil, that the air sucked all that water right back out. But today, water actually ran. I might have got better than a quarter. I might have got a quarter of inch of rain today. I got more rain today than I've seen out here since I came back in November. Now, in September 2023, we had a lot more rain out here than we're having right now. So I've seen more rain, but this past year has been dry. My juniper trees, I got junipers around, they're suffering. I mean, leaves are falling off. There's no juniper berries. Uh, I can go out a little distance. See, the rain's been going around me. I've been seeing it go all around me for months, just watching rain, rain. I'll see a storm coming at me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then I go split or just stop. And then I'll see a storm start downwind on the other side and then kick off. It's like, huh? So I think my jinx is broke now. My rain jinx has been broken. So bunny, not gunny. Lord. So haircut and makeover videos. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you only do one. You cut it off and it's gonna be a long time before you get back to this. I'm tempted, really. So I've thought about just going zip, 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 zip. Uh Boondocks had to create a new account. Oh, Big Bad John. YouTube kicked me out of 12 years. Oh Lord. Big John, Big Bad John. You'd see him arrive in the morning at the mine. Stood 6'6", weighed 245. I don't know how the words exact right. Always loved that song. Even when I was a little kid, I loved that song. Big John, Big Bad John. Always loved that. But anyway, all right, all that aside, no fancy pants here. No, there ain't gonna be no fancy pants. Not from me. I wear cargo pants because I got a lot of pockets. They're utilitarian. This is a river shirt. Well, I like river shirts. One, they're lightweight. They're cool. In the wintertime, I just put a t-shirt on under them. But I like them because they got lots of pockets. I like pockets. Pockets are good for carrying things. When you're out doing stuff, you need ways to carry stuff. When I was a kid growing up, I always wear overalls for the pockets. I still got some overalls. Phoenix got a sandstorm. They did. Big sandstorm down there. Habab, they call it. But that was down south. It wasn't up here. So the farm, I got some squash growing up. Probably should do just a video out there. Like I said, when I go out there, I'm going to put on this hat. Probably wear these glasses out to keep the sand out of my eyes when the wind blows. And if it ain't too bad, I'll stick them up here. So yeah, anyway, that's what I do. Anyway, guys, I think we've been on long. Hey, John Cole, how you doing? Good to see you in the house, Colonel Cole. We're about to call it a night. So go back and catch it on a rewind here, folks. So starting off cool. Yep. It's going to cool down here. We've had it. The crazy thing is in the spring, it got hot early. It got to 99 and stayed around 99 for days on end. And 95 is usually as hot as it ever gets in a snowflake. That was rough on my garden. Seeds didn't want to sprout when I first started out. And I got a late start anyway. So my garden, the biggest thing my garden suffered from, I had a rabbit problem. I took care of that. Now I got a fence around my garden to help keep the rabbits out. But I got to keep the birds out. The birds probably did more damage in my garden than a herd of cows would have. But cows, this is free range country here. But fortunately now I have the whole garden fenced in. Now they've started turning the cows loose again. When it's calving season, the ranchers bring them in because they are mountain lions and things that might eat a little calf, coyotes, if the calves are little. There are Mexican gray wolves. Oh, that's another story. The environmentalists have put, the wolves back in nature to return nature to its balance. They didn't put the wolves back that existed here previously and doing the same thing in the Rockies. They're taking bigger wolves that weren't native to the areas and putting them in. And the native wolves are getting wiped out in a lot of these areas. So it's a total scam. Total scam. Anyway, so just to let y'all know, desert rabbits. Oh, hexafusa. I got two kinds of rabbits there. I got cottontails and jackrabbits, both. So that's one thing. There's a lot of here, rabbits, and they feed the coyotes. So rats and rabbits. I tease about that. I named this thing the Rat Ranch. This place. I mean, when I first started coming out here, every morning the ground be covered with little rat tracks, and because they live in the juniper trees, and there'd be all these trails for squirrels. Well, ever since I got my two cats, Rat Force One and Rat Force Two, out here, there's no rat tracks there, no mouse tracks, no squirrel tracks, nothing anywhere near around my vehicles. They'll do a lot of damage to a vehicle, eat the wiring up and stuff. A lot of people are stupid free range chickens who eat your crops. Well, hang on, free range. If I get chickens, I'm gonna have a big run for them, so they'll be like free range. But you got to protect stuff around here. But I had a friend who watches this channel actually, and he actually offered to hire me when I decided I was throwing in the towel back in Alabama. If y'all might remember, the Miller family, they had rabbits and chickens and ducks all in a cage, and a bobcat got in there and dispatched them. I've heard of mountain lions doing the same thing. So there are mountain lions out there. I haven't seen one, but I've seen the plenty of coyotes. I've seen a mule deer. My neighbor has seen antelope out here. I've not seen antelope out here, but that's this is this wild country out here. Summer has been brutal on my garden this year. Southwest Arizona, I bet, Big Sky Dream. So I need to. Here's another thing. I really need to get off here quick. Got to keep it under an hour. I meant to keep it under 40 minutes. I was really thinking about taking all my news and putting it on Silverhead News, but a couple of the other my friends have got much bigger channels. They're telling me that I'd be better off to keep the news here because this is where people have been coming for it. Even though I opened Silverhead News and started putting news content on there, a video on there will only get a quarter of the views I get over here. So what I might do is create a new channel for grid down prepping kind of stuff. Maybe put homesteading on that channel. That might be too much. I might need to do another channel for homestead. I don't know. I need to break stuff out. I need to analyze it and see how to do it. So I'm going to redo my whole approach to how I do things on YouTube. I'm trying to make it better for you guys. No wild hogs. No, not here. Not here. There may be wild hogs. South there's peccaries south of here, but not in this area. I've heard some reports. Maybe Venezuela is going to be a mess for U.S. Oh, that's what I'll be talking about next video. I'm going to do a video and upload it. And that's part of the topic, but it's still going to be more China centric. We'll talk cartels, we'll talk Venezuela, but a lot of China. So I hope I can record that and post it tomorrow. Maybe I'll record it during my lunch break. So, but it may have to be in the next day. Free bacon. Yeah, that's a lot of free bacon. Oh, California. In California, the wild pigs meat's turning like some brilliant blue color. You cut them open, it's all blue. Whoo! Toxins, guys. Those toxins probably stuff is out in the field. Whew. Blue pigs. When pigs turn blue on the inside, something is grievously wrong. Believe you me, something is grievously wrong. Alrighty, folks, I need to go. I got to get up early. And so I just want to say thank you, Super Chatters. I want to thank everyone hey, I want to thank the mods. You mods keep the channel clean. And New Days has posted some links for me. I appreciate that. Salute to Super Chatters, salute to mods, and thank you everyone for watching. Please share my videos. We got to rebuild this channel. And so I need your help. Share my videos as much as possible. Go into the comment section after I post it, chat with each other, make comments, give me some thumbs up. I need those. All that stuff helps. So please help me in these areas. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, bang the bell, and click all. I should say that earlier in the video. So, once again, just thank you. Thank you all for being here. And thank you for your feedback on, how I'm coming across now. I hope y'all like that. I hope to bring you more higher quality content. I may leave this camera that I'm using set up as a webcam because it's aggravating taking it down and putting it back together for this. So I don't know if I'll be using it outdoors. I may still use my phone for a while. I don't know. I will just have to see how that goes. Anyway, thank you all for watching very much. And with that, I'm going to say, everybody, keep your eyes wide open, your head on swivel, because stuff is getting crazy. We are in crazy times. So, I'm going to check real quick and see if there's a comment or two I missed. Yeah, toxic pigs. Can you imagine that? Well, if they're blue, don't eat them. Anytime you see blue meat, or artificially red meat, anyway, once again, guys, we are living in perilous times, both at home and abroad. And the next war abroad is coming home. I kid you not. We'll talk about that more in the future. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. That I'm going to say, oh, yeah, to all, a good night.